Hey guys, thanks for coming back to the next video. Guys, I want to review a dream from a pastor. His name is Dana Coverstone. He had a dream back in, I think, December of 2019, where he saw a calendar in his dream. And based upon what he saw, the events of March, April, May, and June of this year with the COVID crisis all came true. And he is saying that basically he essentially was shown not specifically COVID-19, but he was shown the issues that came based upon how he saw the calendar and what happened during that dream. He had a second dream on June 22nd of last week, and where he had a second dream where he was shown the same type of calendar and some more information. And I want to go over that second dream. Knowing that the first dream came true, we can assume that the second dream would come true also. I also have a word-for-word transcript of the second dream that you guys can download yourself and you guys can share and study it yourself. So let me go ahead and play the second dream. It's only a few minutes long. Let me go ahead and play it.
And with that in mind, on Monday night, I had another dream. And it woke me from my bed. I made notes about it. I shot some video of myself, just making sure I can remember. But here's what I saw. I saw a calendar. Start with a calendar. And as I was having this, the calendar was up, a white figure appeared. And to me, it was representing God, the Holy Spirit, something pure, something righteous, something true, something holy, because there was nothing sinister about it, nothing evil. But I heard the voice say, part 2.
Let's stop there. So the beginning of his dream, and I have it here in green. So the dream began, and he heard a voice that said part 2, as if part 1 was the dream he got back in December, which he shows in the video, which you guys, I'll have a link for, you guys can go listen to. All came true right on the calendar as he was shown. But as the calendar first came up, he saw a white figure. Didn't say what it was specifically, but it says a white figure appeared to me. It was representing God, the Holy Spirit, something pure, something righteous, something true, something holy, because there was nothing sinister about it, nothing evil. But he heard a voice that said part 2, and he says, and then the calendar I saw June go up, July, and I saw August. Now, for many people who watched this video, I saw comments on Facebook and in YouTube where the comments were all in reference to the events in this latter part of the dream, that what I have yellow. And when he gets to November, and we'll play this, and some terrible things happen. But surprisingly, a lot of people missed this first little bit of the dream where I have labeled it green. And I put here, I said it sounds a lot like the first fruits harvest to me. And this white figure was obviously a benevolent figure. It wasn't the Antichrist. It wasn't anything like that. He specifically says that this white figure represented righteousness, true, holy, and purity, which is exactly what it says in Revelation concerning Jesus. So let me go ahead and continue to play the rest of the dream.
Part 2. And I saw June go up. I saw July. I saw August. And then I saw September. And I saw the finger underneath the word September, and like emphasizing it, and tapped it 3 times. And then I saw October come up. And then I saw November. And this is when it got real to me in the dream. I think the intensity, according to my Fitbit, when I woke up, my heart rate was about 180. So that was Monday night. It was also a night that I woke up not feeling very well at all. I was up during the night, not feeling well. But anyway, the minute the finger underlined November 3 times, instead of tapping it, I saw a fist ball up and it hit the calendar. And literally, the calendar exploded into the wall. The numbers seemed like they were 3D, they were just flying everywhere.
Okay, so you can see obviously something different occurred when he hit November. So what he had been seeing earlier in the first dream is the calendar would pop up, the month March, and the finger in his dream would underline March and tap it 3 times. That's how he knew COVID would start in March. But when he got to November in the second dream, the finger didn't tap November, a fist blew it apart. And I'll go ahead and I'll read it again. It says like this, it says in November, instead of tapping it 3 times, he saw a fist ball up and hit the calendar and literally explode it. Okay? And everything was flying everywhere. And there was a cloud of chaos that started. So right here in November, what I would say by reading what he says here, if I were to go to the Bible and I were to read Revelation chapter 6, see, the first seal is when you have a guy riding the white horse. He comes to conquer. He was given a crown. He comes to conquer. Now, a lot of people think this is the Antichrist. But if you actually look through the rest of the Bible and you try to find somebody on a horse with a bow, surprisingly, the only place in the Bible with a man on a horse and a bow is in Habakkuk chapter 3. And in Habakkuk chapter 3, the Lord is riding a horse and he's got a bow. It's the only 2 places in the whole Bible. And the guy riding the horse is the Lord, who would be white, probably riding a white horse. It doesn't say white horse in Habakkuk 3. And what the Lord does in Habakkuk 3, with that bow, while he's riding that horse, it says, you went out to save your people, to save them with your anointed. The anointed helped. They were the harvest workers. And what he did was he conquered the head of the house of the wicked. You crushed the head of the house of the wicked. That's what it says. So that's what happens in Habakkuk chapter 3, which aligns a lot with Revelation chapter 6, verse 2, which is the rider on a white horse. And going back to the gentleman's dream, he saw this white figure first, and that white figure was something that he describes as righteous, true, holy, and pure. Okay, so I know I jumped backwards here, but I just wanted to give that impression because some of the people miss this white figure altogether, and then other people, when they saw this dream, they just figured this white figure was the Antichrist, even though he was very specific when he said pure, righteous, true, and holy. Okay, so let's go back to the video of him giving his presentation.
And there was a cloud of chaos that started. And then the next thing I saw was I saw armed protesters. I saw fighting in the streets. I saw people pummeling one another. I saw businesses shuttered and shut up. I saw schools closed. I saw schoolrooms with cobwebs hanging in them, and like things like papers falling off the wall and posters falling, like no one had been in them for months.
Okay, so that would imply it's November, cobwebs. That would seem that nobody even went back to school in September. Just to note that, if you have kids going back to school.
I saw bank buildings with the roofs being taken off.
Okay, so we know that when we read the Bible, when we get to I think it's the 3rd seal, that's when people say that there is a famine and then there's an issue with the money. A quart of wheat for denarius, 3 parts of barley for a denarius. Do not harm the oil. Some people think that this is when there's a money issue going on. So just to remind everybody, the 2nd seal, okay, is war coming to the earth. The rider takes away peace from the earth. The 3rd seal is the black horse, where there's famine and issues with the money, like inflation. The 4th seal is when the rider, we actually have the name of the rider. The rider's name is Death. That's probably the same death angel that came upon the world in Exodus at the Passover, at the first Passover. And then 1/4 of the earth was able to be killed. That would be billions of people, almost over 1 billion people. So let me go back. So remember those seals. Okay, remember he started off with the white figure. So it would appear to me, I'll just jump to the chase, that this guy, his vision, his dream, aligns with the seals of Revelation.
It looked almost like alien abduction because money was just flying through the roof into some type of like a vacuum cleaner. I know it sounds kind of strange, but I was watching wealth just being taken. I saw politicians in back rooms making deals with people, patting people on the back and laughing and smiling and smirking. And I saw monuments. I saw Washington, D.C. burning. I saw Washington, D.C. blazing. I saw fires everywhere. I saw people being rounded up. I saw Chinese and Russian soldiers on the ground. And Russian soldiers were telling the Chinese soldiers to go and pick up these people, round up these people, secure this quadrant, secure this area. I saw blue helmets of the UN. I saw military things taking place. I also saw no sign of President Trump. I saw no sign of leadership in Washington, D.C. But the vultures that I had seen were now like gargoyles, and they were 10 feet off the ground, 10 to 15 feet off the ground. And they were just attacking people.
Yeah, these gargoyles, I would liken them to some type of demonic being that's literally eating up the flesh. And that's, if you look at my last video, you can see that. The alien ETs come, and they are flesh-eating monsters. But you won't hear about that in the churches. Go to my last video, and you can see about that.
Mercilessly. I saw people hiding in their homes and garages. I saw churches being burned. I saw homes being burned. I saw absolute chaos. And the fist punch on the November of 2020 is what got my attention. And then I heard the words again, brace yourself, brace yourself, brace yourself.
So I'm going to stop right there. So you guys can go to this link and watch the rest of the video. But I ended the transcript right there because that's the end of basically the information. He goes on to provide further dialogue and some commentary on what he saw. But you can see, obviously, that this dream, from my perspective, comparing it to what the Bible already says is going to happen, it aligns perfectly with the seals of the book of Revelation, chapter 6. With that, guys, I'll let you go. Have a great day, and God bless you.